daydreaming of those cobblestone streets again, maybe with a little Irish music serenading you, and, okay, I'll say it, a perfectly poured Guinness.
You know, you're speaking my language.
Well, get ready, because today we're diving headfirst into the heart of Dublin.
We're going beyond the tourist traps, digging into those spots that'll make you feel like you've unlocked the city's secrets.
Exactly. So grab your virtual passport because we're about to explore the places that scream Dublin. First stop, and you knew this was coming, the Guinness Storehouse.
Ah, the Guinness Storehouse. It's practically a pilgrimage for anyone who appreciates a good brew. But here's the thing, it's more than just a brewery tour, you know?
Way more, right? I've heard it's a whole experience.
Exactly. Think sensory overload in the best way possible. You can practically smell the roasted barley from the moment you step inside.
Oh man, I can imagine. That aroma just takes you back, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And as you journey through the building, it's like you're walking through the history of Guinness itself. You see the process from those humble grains to that iconic dark nectar. And of course, no trip to the storehouse is complete without learning to pour the perfect pint.
I was just gonna say, I've heard it's an art form. Is it really that hard?
Let's just say it takes a bit of practice. But the satisfaction of nailing that perfect pour, the creamy head, the cascade,
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Okay, you've convinced me. Sign me up for the pouring lesson. But I have to ask, everyone always talks about the gravity bar. What's so special about it?
Imagine this. You're sipping on that perfectly poured Guinness, and beneath you, the entire city of Dublin sprawls out like a living, breathing map. Historic landmarks, bustling streets, all bathed in that golden Irish light. There's something magical about seeing the city from that vantage point, pint in hand.
It sounds like the perfect way to kick off a Dublin adventure. Okay, next up, we're swapping our pints for ancient pages with a trip to Trinity College and the Book of Kells.
Ah, yes. Prepare to step back in time. Picture this. You're surrounded by the energy of Ireland's oldest university, students rushing to class, the weight of history in the very air. And then you enter the library and come face to face with the Book of Kells.
I'll be honest, I haven't heard of this one. What's the big deal?
Okay, so imagine a book, right? But it's not just any book. This one is over 1,200 years old, filled with the most intricate calligraphy and illustrations you've ever seen. The colors are still vibrant, the details are mind-blowing. It's like looking into the artistic soul of early Christian Ireland.
Wow, 1,200 years old. That's older than some countries. Okay, you've sold me. It's going on the list. But I have a feeling you've got even more historical gems up your sleeve.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dublin's practically overflowing with history. Take St. Patrick's Cathedral, for example. We're not just talking about another pretty church. This place is a living timeline of Irish history, possibly even built on the site where St. Patrick himself baptized converts.
Wow, that's incredible. You know, you can't help but feel a sense of awe when you're in a place that's witnessed so much history.
Exactly. And speaking of places that have seen it all, we can't forget about Dublin Castle.
Oh, yes. Dublin Castle. Talk about a place that's seen kingdoms rise and fall, power change hands. It's got to have some stories to tell.
Oh, you bet. As you wander through the halls and courtyards, you'll see architectural influences from different eras, a physical reminder of Dublin's journey through time, from Viking stronghold to the seat of British rule, and now a symbol of Irish self-governance. It's a powerful experience, really.
It sounds like it. You know, we've been talking a lot about history, but a trip to Dublin wouldn't be complete without experiencing its lively spirit, right? So let's talk about Temple Bar.
Ah, yes. Temple Bar, where the cobblestone streets practically pulse with energy. It's the heart of Dublin's social scene. A bit touristy, sure, but with a soul that's undeniably authentic.
I can practically hear the traditional music spilling out of the pubs. What's the vibe like? Give me the lowdown.
Imagine this. The air is thick with the sound of fiddles and bodhrens. Laughter spills out onto the streets. And there's a general feeling of warmth and camaraderie, even if you just met the person next to you.
Sounds like my kind of place. You know, we've covered so much ground today, from the aroma of a perfectly poured Guinness to the echoes of history in ancient books and grand castles. What's the one thing you hope people take away from our Dublin deep dive today?
You know, at its heart, Dublin is a city of stories. Every corner you turn, every pub you step into, every person you meet has a story to tell.
I love that. So to our listeners, as you plan your own Dublin adventure, remember, your story is waiting to be written in the streets of this incredible city.